In this video, I'll share 11 common mistakes that visitors make when they're planning a trip to New York City. Before putting my list of 11 together, I looked at other videos on this topic and I can see that everyone has their own perspective. So for context, let me introduce myself. My name is Rob and I manage Khonsu. Khonsu is a New York-based travel service that connects visitors to locals to collaborate on local experiences before you arrive so you can maximize your time when you're here. If you'd like to use this service, use this promo code and take 10% off at checkout. The list of 11 things that I'll share with you in this video are all mistakes that I've seen visitors make that cause people to waste time and money when you're in New York. If that's interesting, let's head outside. I'm going to walk and talk and share these tips as we go. Number 11 is not giving yourself enough time to book your ticket to the Statue of Liberty Crown. I can't tell you guys how many times we've had people come to us and say that they want to book the Statue of Liberty Crown, but you're last minute. And there's nothing that we can do to get you to the Crown once those tickets are gone. The Crown is busier during some seasons and it's less busy during others, but you don't even have to worry about that too much. Just keep it very simple. If you know that you want to go to the Statue of Liberty Crown, give yourself at least 3 months in advance to book those tickets so that you don't miss out. Now, it's only for that. If you want to go to the pedestal, you don't have to worry. If you want to just see the statue by ferry, you don't have to worry. That's always available. But if you want to go to the Statue of Liberty Crown, book that 3 months in advance. Don't wait. Number 10 is not giving yourself enough time at the 9/11 memorial. We've had a lot of people come to us and say that that experience was a lot more moving than they expected it to be. If you plan to go into the museum part. Now, there are 2 parts to the 9/11 memorial. There's the outside free area with pools, and then there's the inside part at where the museum is. And for people that are going in and they want to experience the museum, I'd say just give yourself 4 hours. A lot of people will assume that it's like a 2-hour experience and then they realize that they're short on time. So that's a big mistake. Personally, I haven't been. I have no intention on going because I lived through it. I've had enough 9/11 in my life. But if you do plan to go, then give yourself at least 4 hours there, 4 to 5 hours. Number 9, trying to use the hop on, hop off bus as a primary means for transportation. I don't know where this idea came from. I don't know if it was TripAdvisor. I don't know if there's some weird video that's floating around there, but that is a terrible idea. And you're not going to be able to see much of the city if this is your primary mode of transportation. Look, there's basically 2 versions of this bus. There's one that goes uptown and there's one that goes downtown. The downtown one is the only one that's really worth it. And it does take you past major attractions, but it doesn't take you through enough of the city that you're going to be able to really explore and do the things that you want. Certainly, if you want to do any shopping, if you want to go out to eat at any restaurants, if you want to see any local experience, any of the local activities in the city, that's not going to get you there. I do understand that, New York's it's the biggest city in the country. It's the only city in the country that really has an extensive subway system. I understand that people are scared, but look, if there's celebrities that are taking this thing, millions of people are taking it every day. It works fine for everyone else. It's going to work fine for you as well. It's also just the best way to help you maximize your time. It's the cheapest way around the city, especially to all the areas that you want to go. And there's really no other way around it. I mean, if you want to take a taxi everywhere, you can. You're certainly going to spend a lot more, but hey, it's your trip, it's your time. It's up to you how you want to use it. But the hop on, hop off bus is not meant for transportation. Number 8, not planning any restaurants. Look, I get it. Not everyone's a foodie like me, okay? Not everybody wants to, they don't wake up in the morning and plan their dinners the way I do. But remember that restaurants here they act as rest stops, right? This is a city with very few public bathrooms, and it's a walking city. So especially if you're out and you're with grandparents, you're with little kids, even if you're with a big group, you do want to know where your next rest stop is in the day. That's how you're going to maximize your time. The worst thing that can happen is you're exploring the city and everything's all good, and then you realize that someone has to go and you don't know where they're going to go, and now you're scrambling to find somewhere. It's gonna cause you to lose time. It's gonna cause you to cramp up, and it's just going to make for a pretty bad day. Now, if you are a foodie, then this is a great city to explore, right? There's close to 100 Michelin chefs in the city. There's cuisine from all over the world. So it's an opportunity to taste something that you haven't tasted before, try something that you don't normally get at all. Number 7 is not having a plan. Look, I get it. Life is hard, everyone's busy, and planning is hard too. But I can tell you, after doing this with 100% certainty, there is a major difference in the experiences that visitors who plan get to see in New York versus the ones who don't. That's because the planners get to take advantage of the best of the city. I talked about attractions already, but then there's so many local experiences that need advanced reservations. Comedy shows, the best comedy shows need to get booked in advance. The best restaurants need to be booked in advance. Even if you want to go shopping and you want to take advantage of some of these pop-up experiences that happen in the city, you got to know where they're happening. You got to know when they're happening. And you have to be one of the few people to get in order to take advantage of these things. And the people that plan are able to take advantage of these things. Versus if you come and you're just like, I'm going to wing it and see where the day goes, something's going to happen, but it's not the best things that you want. There's so many times that we've gotten people into free concerts and free events. It doesn't even have to be free, but the fact is that local experiences have limited seats. It is open to the public and it is accessible to all, but only if you know when and where to go. That's what makes them a hidden gem. And planning is what allows you to take advantage of those hidden gems. So coming in without a plan means that you're just planning to miss out, period. The next one on the list is not giving yourself 3 weeks to book Sunset at Summit One. Sunset at Summit One is one of those experiences that books pretty fast. It's not like the Statue of Liberty Crown where you need 3 months, but 3 weeks is going to be a good amount of time to make sure that you get the date and time that you want. It does book early, so if you wait too long, then you run the risk of missing out. So if you do intend to go to Summit One at sunset, give yourself at least 3 weeks in advance to book it before the day that you want to go. Number 5, assuming all street meat is edible. Look, there are some great street carts, I'm not gonna lie. That doesn't mean that every street cart is great. And to be honest, it doesn't mean the majority of street carts are great either. You know, this one is not for people who are visiting New York for their first time. I think if you really want to go out and try to explore street food, you need to know the signs and know how to spot a good cart. Keep in mind that hygiene rules still apply, okay, to food, no matter where it's getting made or who's making it. Running water is still an essential part of hygiene. And not a lot of these carts and these vendors have access to running water. If you're not sure if the cart is good or not, I think some simple things to look for is if you see a line, that's usually a sign that the cart's good. If you're not sure, you can always just ask the person in front of you. A lot of people come here and they're scared to talk. But look, at the end of the day, New Yorkers are friendly. You can always ask the person in front of you if they ate there before and what they know about it. But yeah, assuming that all street meat is edible is just, that's not true. Look, not all street chicken is chicken, okay? There's all kinds of things that it could be. We've had a few people tell us that they wound up going to the hospital because they ate some bad meat. And we know it's because of these street carts. So proceed with caution here. I'm not saying that you can't do it. It's your trip, it's your time. You can do what you want, but proceed with caution, okay? Remember, see if there's a line, look for running water, ask the person in front of you. Number 4 is just a word of caution. When you see people arguing with themselves, don't engage. Look, the reality is we have a fair number of homeless people here in the city, and some of these people need care, okay? And they're in their own world, all right? Don't engage. You don't need to make eye contact. You don't need to make a point. Even if they are looking your way, they are not talking to you. They are in their own world. You don't want to enter that world, okay? That's a world that you don't want to be in. Okay, not paying attention to bicycles. Should have recorded this when I'm next to some bikes so you guys can understand how relevant it is. But look, this is a walking city. It's also a biking city too, especially when you're in areas like this, like in Central Park, the Brooklyn Bridge. Pay attention to bikes. Even in Midtown, we have a lot of bike messengers, people that are using these bikes to get around and make deliveries. And the bikes move into any open space they find. And I say this one mainly for US visitors because a lot of people in the US are not used to a city like New York. It's not a driving city. So people will come here, and when they're crossing the street, you're kind of used to and trained to look for cars, but you have to train yourself to look for bikes as well, because the bikes move really fast. They move in the same space as pedestrians. And if you're not careful, you can't be hit. Number 2 is not booking your pedicab tours in advance, especially your pedicab tours through Central Park. These guys will charge the most. They actually make their livelihood assuming that you're going to show up last minute and book with them. And when you do, the rates are extremely expensive. They can be, on average, $5 per person per minute. And that is a big difference versus when you book online in advance. So if you want to see all of Central Park, remember, Central Park is big. It's like 843 acres. There's a lot to see. You don't have to see it all, but if you feel like you want to and you want to try to book a pedicab to do it, then you should book it in advance. Again, this goes back to another reason why it's always good to plan, because planning will save you money, save you time. But specifically for Central Park pedicabs, book those in advance. Don't try to do it the day of. Okay. All right, number 1 is stopping in the middle of the street to look up. And I'll share a personal story with you guys about how I've seen this go wrong for some people. When I was younger, I was like 19. I think it was my first summer job after high school. And I was working at this suit store. It turns out that we were selling suits to the mafia. I only realized that now, looking back, because who else would be tipping a 19-year-old $100 and $200 at a time? But I had a great summer. I was also working with Bobby Bonilla's little brother. And for those that don't know New York sports, Bobby Bonilla was the star player for the New York Mets back then. That kind of dates myself so you can get an idea how old I am. But I was a Mets fan. I'm working with the star player's little brother. We were making money in the suit store and having fun. Now, we were right next to the Empire State Building. Every day, like clockwork, the bus would bring tourists by and we would watch them all get taken advantage of. Because back then, you had to take a picture with the old school cameras, right? And the old school cameras were like the point and click ones where you have to close one eye and you go like this, click, click. So we'd see all these tourists with their bags showing up on 34th Street. And they get out, they walk around, they're stopping and awing. They don't know where they are. They're just looking around, looking up, right? Taking pictures. So as they're looking up, you have all these pickpocketers who are walking by, looking down. And these guys are so slick, especially back then. Back then, pickpocketing was an art. It's not like it is today. Today, it's just like snatch and grab. But back then, it was an art. These guys got good at just taking your wallet out of your back pocket. I mean, forget about trying to get the shoes out of an open bag. That's easy. They were taking your wallet out of your back pocket without you even realizing. So the last thing is, if you're in the city, you're walking around, it's fine to look around. You're looking up, remember to look down. Be aware of where you are at all times. You want to see what I mean by that? When you're next time you're in Times Square and you're looking around, just stop for a minute and look at some of the people. And I guarantee you that you're going to see some people who are not looking up, who are looking at you. Okay. Those are the ones that they're going to look to see if they can get a quick buck. You don't want to be a target. Don't make yourself a target. Cool. And that's my 11. It's a beautiful day out here. Enjoy New York. Have a lot of fun. Feel free to reach out. Enjoy your day. And I'll see you in the next video.